Yeah, we had a great meeting this morning. Obviously we're looking at the positives of the game. We played a top, I don't know, I guess I saw they're ranked 16th in the country now or something at their place, and had 4 turnovers and 2 missed field goals, and still had a chance to win it. So that's the positive that we'll take from it. And I love the grit of our team, the fight. There was some resolve on the sideline to compete in it, and certainly just proud of the effort, and disappointed we didn't get the outcome we wanted. But I think we've played 5 ACC teams in my time here, and we've won 2, and the other 3 losses have been by 1 point, 1 point, and 3 points, and those are tough ones to swallow. But we certainly are finding a way to have a good game plan, and our kids are executing it well enough to be in the games. We just got to the margin. That's what I showed our team this morning. I showed them 6 plays, and the margin of winning and losing football games, particularly against evenly matched teams or teams that might be a little better than you, depth chart wise, the margin is so small, and we could take 6 plays out of that game, probably more, but any one of them, make a difference. We're up a score, and we get a turnover, and we take a shot with DeMario, and he's winning. We've got to make those layups, and we complete that pass. We're up 2 touchdowns, and I think the game's over. We could go through all of those. Those are the ones we've got to make in these evenly matched, difficult, or when we're underdog in games. So the positives are, again, we did all of that. There's a lot of things we did not do well, particularly at the beginning of the game offensively, that we've got to get fixed. And obviously, I say it all the time, it's on me to. Caden's a freshman, and he hasn't played a lot of snaps, and I've got to make sure that he can execute against particularly some different looks that you may not see. That's why I tell people all the time, I think sometimes game planning is overrated. I really do. People laugh at me, but I think it's overrated. We probably spend a lot too much time game planning and practicing stuff that's so good on paper and on film, and then you get in the game and you figure out, well, crap, they practiced this week and planned something different. And I think that's when you've got to really be a good coach and adjust. And I don't know. I've got to figure out. He's so coachable. I've just got to make sure. But he settled in and did better in the second half. But the first half, we're all over the place and not motioning guys. And so I'm either asking him to do too much or not practicing what we're going to do enough. And I've got to figure that one out. So there were a lot of positives. Special teams kickoff unit was excellent. Block punt, obviously, by Jolly was big. Had a big explosive return. Negatives are we missed 2 field goals and didn't protect really well on the field goals either, and had a penalty that cost us field position. That was due to injuries, and our communication from the training staff to Tanner's got to be quicker, and cause us to have two same number jerseys on a play. So that's got to get cleaned up. Defensively, man, held them to 0.8 yards a carry. That's pretty strong. Had 9 tackles for loss. So 3 sacks, 2 takeaways, 7 3-and-outs. Just a really good effort on the defensive side. Negatives, gave up 5 explosive passes, 2 of which resulted in scores. And when Josh and Jack made the call on the headsets, I said, man, that is a perfect call. And both of them were, and our kids just didn't execute it. And it was that first score, man, we went trap, and there's no way they should throw an outside route to the corner of the end zone. It should be dead, intercepted, or totally dead play. And, We just we didn't execute it, and those are some of the plays that I'm talking about. The margin of error is just so small. So I thought our defense played really hard and really well, though. So, and offensively, I loved our resolve, adjustments, and the way we played the second half. But we were 4 or 5 on fourth downs, and the first one should have been a conversion, but we forgot to motion a guy out. I think he'd have been wide open. But so we've got to eliminate. We got to take care of the ball, and certainly got to protect our quarterback better. And I've got to get a plan where Caden is really, really comfortable. But a lot of positives. Obviously excited to go back to work. I love coaching this group. I told them that this morning when I taught our lesson on our spiritual development and character development. I teach on Mondays, and love coaching them. I think they're one of my more enjoyable groups to coach in 30 years, and I like the staff. I think everybody's got resolve this week. I think it's a crossroads for us again. That's our theme this year. We're teaching a series on crossroads, and I think we're facing another one. We've had 3 very difficult battles, and games that were 50-50 games at the end and could have gone either way. And we're beat up and physically tired, and here we are coming back home to play a team that's lost two games by large margins. You better look at who they played. They played 2 really, really good football teams in that, and it's a crossroads. How will we handle coming off a loss, disappointing loss, returning home to play a team that everybody's going to say, you know what, you should beat them, you should beat them, you should beat them. Well, you got to earn it. And everybody that has FBS football has 85 scholarships, and they got players. That dang tailback is a guy we tried to recruit from Minnesota. He's a heck of a player. That quarterback's, you better watch him. He can dual threat, 6'6", can throw it, can run it. The receivers are good. Defensively, 44-4. I've watched them all morning. They've got my attention. They can rush the passer. 5's a really good linebacker. Joe Moorhead, obviously one of the best play callers that has probably been around at Penn State and Oregon and other places, and knows what he's doing. His DC was at Oregon State for a long time, and spent time at Wisconsin, so they're in the creeper world, which gives you problems. And you got to – they're very active on defense, and certainly I know they'll be hungry to come into our place and compete, and I'm real curious to see how our kids respond to working and earning the right to win a game, and improving on those margins where we're not getting them quite right. So I think it's an interesting week for us, and hopefully we handle it well.
Because defensively, what did your team show you here this week? You go through the first 2 weeks, but then to do this against the Power 5. I know you gave up 37 points, but probably doesn't tell the whole story just looking at that.
No, I mean, one of the scores obviously was that critical turnover. Our pass pro was terrible, and Caden didn't secure the football and throw it away. And it's a tie game at that point, and that's 7 of the points. The others, Wake Forest was going to score some points. But our defense played well enough for us to win the game. And, and it could have been better. Again, we gave up 2 touchdowns to calls that we missed. Scruggs. We had to do some juggling, and we had to ask Quentin Reese to play high safety, and he's really our nickel. And then, we played some different coverages against them because of what they do, and so it was some juggling that had to start taking place after Tuesday, and we got beat on that last scoring drive on another great call that Jack, and I think Jack made it, and Quentin just hadn't played enough of that high safety to be exactly where he needed to be, and his effort was incredible, but it was a big third down conversion on an explosive play that got him down the field. And you know, but our defense played well enough to win. But could we have, man, just played a little better on some critical plays? Yes. But, man, they played well enough for us to win the football game against a very good offense that's going to score a lot of points against a lot of people.
Do you expect to have Scruggs back this week?
I do. He was here today and he's ready to go. There's another big third down conversion that the ball hit the ground and they didn't replay it. I don't know. That irritates me too. But
the offensive line got beat up in the first half. But Nasir and Jacob, do you expect them back this week, or is it going to be a long one?
I don't know yet. They're all seeing doctors today, tomorrow. We're beat up. We're going to have to get some younger kids ready to play this week for sure. And not sure on either Nasir or Biden for this week.
At the beginning of the year, you talked about the running back room and how pleased you were with how much improved it was. Day-Day's coming off his best game, but obviously Shedrow got beat up there as well. How do you feel about that room now and Day-Day's performance?
Feel great about the room. Feel great about Day-Day. Just we haven't been healthy as a whole. So we haven't been healthy with TJ Shedrow's been beat up several games, and obviously I didn't play the other night, but a few snaps before he hurt his ankle. So we're thin there right now. We need Day-Day to stay healthy for sure and hopefully get TJ back this week.
What about Lewis? Too soon to know yet?
Yeah, too soon. Too soon to know.
Does Trayon go back to the running back room to help give some depth in?
Don't know. I have to see how Shedrow and TJ practice Tuesday, and Malik's about well, so that will help. I would doubt that would happen this week, but if we got in a pinch, that would be the move.
Back to the offensive line, Coach K said during training camp he purposely moved guys to different positions, not just state depth chart, move them around so if a worst case scenario happens in, like, say, week 7, week 8, you know where to slide guys in. Did that pay off against Wake to be able to know Cooper can play the left side? John Graham, who has been a tackle, can slide in and play left guard like that?
Yeah, I think Kay does as good a job as any coach I've been around at trying to get as many people acclimated to playing different spots. And that's going to be the case this week, too. We're going to do some juggling to get too deep ready. But he does a good job with that.
Those couple series with JB, is that just kind of looking for a spark, trying to find something where you're trying to target a set of plays that he's more prepared to run? What was that?
They were absolutely, when Caden was in there, adding safeties to the fit, and he was not seeing it correctly. And I just needed him to calm down. And it really set me off on that fourth down when he didn't motion the guy. And he seemed a little, I said, dude, I need you to calm down. And wanted to go with JB and see if we couldn't hit some of those RPOs, or I thought the run game had some possibilities also. And just kind of to settle Caden down. It wasn't anything other than that, just kind of calm down.
Akron, Joe Moorhead, you kind of talk about, what you've seen with them so far. I mean, it's a new look. It's a little bit different than what they have been doing.
I don't know that. I didn't watch them before this, so I can't compare to what they've been doing. I know that Moorhead is doing the same things he's been doing offensively. It gives you a lot of tight closet sets and a lot of pitchers. And this big quarterback is a lot of +1 quarterback runs, which is the problem that you have to prepare for. And he's big and strong, and obviously Coach Moorhead's done well everywhere he's been. So I'm certain he'll have a good plan, and his kids will be ready. Defensively, it's just, man, it's a lot. It's a lot, and we've got to go to work today. As soon as I get through with media, to get in with the offensive staff and kind of figure out, we got to get a beat on what they're doing, because they're bringing it from a lot of places, and they give you a lot of different looks that can make you look really silly and really bad at times. So it's they have my full attention.
Back to the running back room. The last couple of years, you've gone through the portal instead of getting a high school kid at the running back position, and being able to have someone like Day-Day who has FBS experience to be able to bring him in, how much does that help accelerate the growth in that room that you can plug him in and you know what he can give you versus having to develop a high school game?
We're always looking to develop high school kids. I think I don't want to get away from that, but it's a new world in the transfer portal world, and we knew we were losing two running backs out of that room, and truthfully, we're just wanting to get one more and get the scholarship numbers kind of back like I want them, and we thought he was the best available at that time. So it had nothing to do really with, hey, he's played, or, if he'd been in high school and I thought he was the best, that's the one we'd have tried to get. But sometimes you might can get a better player out of the transfer portal, and that was the case with him.
Did you expect him to come in and do what he's done through these first 3 weeks when you recruited him?
I did, or I wouldn't have recruited him.
She said Wiley was the one that you were recruiting.
Cam, yeah, really like Cam. I flew into Minnesota on one of the coldest days I can ever remember recruiting, and met with him, and same day met with Austin, who came with us, and really like Cam. Very mature, big, good-looking kid, can run. We chose ultimately Day, but man, he was a good player. Nothing on the 2-point conversion, really.
What was that?
You kind of answered it the other night.
Oh, did I?
Unless you saw something different between Saturday night.
No, I just did a poor job coaching it, obviously, the play. We got the guy running wide open in the back of the end zone. Go look at the videos, nobody around him, and just got to do a better job coaching the whole play to CJ at the time. And they did a really nice job of actually, I don't know if it was a nice job, truthfully. I just think a guy fell into it and fell into covering Caden. That was the first option, and then the second option was the back line by Caleb, and he's by himself. And I think I just didn't do a good enough job coaching CJ not to panic, and that's sickening to me that I didn't get that point across enough.
A play like that, how many times have you run through that? Like it's like yard row. How many times is that something
we've had it for 2 straight weeks, and rep it at least twice on Thursday, and then walk through it on Friday. But obviously, I did not teach it well enough.
The Wake Forest head coach came out in his press conference after the game and said that Day, DeMario, and Shedro would play for any ACC team out there right now. How much confidence does that give you in the type of recruits you get here at Liberty and the type of talent that comes in?
I think it says that we've got a staff that's doing a decent job of evaluating talent. So, that's flattering for him to say that. I'm glad we have him, and he doesn't. But, I think, again, that's flattering, and if it's true, then we've done a good job evaluating.
Sorry.
Last question.
Keeping up with, the ACC school that you played, you've come within single digits of each of those games. What do you think that says as a staple of your program?
Well, I said when I came here that I want us to put a product on the field that's very competitive with the given schedules that we have. I don't know that that's possible every single game for the last 3 years, but there's been very few that we didn't compete in, and so that's something I'm proud of. I think we should have won, out of the 5. We easily could have won. We should have won Syracuse last year, and we could have easily won that. I say should have. We easily could have won those games. But I think it, gives our fans and our people something to, if they understand the big spectrum, the big picture of, where Liberty has come in its few short years in, you know, in the FBS world, 3 bowl wins and competitive against schools like that, you know, I think it should give them reason to, man, come support us. Let's grow the support. Let's, hopefully we're putting a product on the field that they're excited to watch. And, you know, so I think it's certainly a positive. We would like to have won those games, yes, but certainly to be in them, I think, says positive things.
Coach, thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you.